Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's show. Our webinar is all about how to set career goals or intentions and keep your job search or career on track. So, first of all, I would like to welcome Randy and Nicola, who are doing our captions in BSL. Thank you so much for joining us here today. But we also have the fabulous Toby S. Toby is normally sitting in the background directing and engineering everything from a tech perspective. But I'd like to bring Toby into our session today. So Toby is actually going to be my co-host. Toby, thanks a lot for joining.
No, my pleasure. It will be a good session today.
How are you today, Toby?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so this is part of our Hive service, which is a 24/7 accessible site that you can use to access lots of information, articles, tools. This has all been co-designed and co-produced by the fabulous Evenbreak team, including Tammy and Caroline, who are also coaches here at Evenbreak. So before we actually get into setting career goals, etc., or intentions, just a couple of little housekeeping rules. This session will be up to 40 to 50 minutes with a Q&A at the end. However, it's really important to us that you be involved. We would really love your participation. So we have got the chat box. Toby's going to be hanging out and chatting with you. So feel free to share your experiences. Maybe you've already set some career goals and intentions. Maybe you've got no idea where to begin. Please feel free to share with us your stories, etc. There will be a feedback at the end. It's just simply 4 questions. We really want to gauge what you think of the session, how we can improve. It could be anything from do you feel that it's accessible enough, or did you enjoy the content? But equally, we'd love to know what sort of future webinars you might want to see, because what we do is that we like to design and create the information that you want to see. So I just wanted to test quickly before we get started that our BSL captions are working and everything. That's all good? Okay. Now, Toby and I will be recorded, but you won't be. So don't feel free to hold back. Please get on the chat box and we can all chat with each other. Okay, so what I think I'd like to do is I'd like us to get started. Brilliant. So what are we actually going to be covering today? Well, we're going to be talking about career goals and career intentions, right? So we're now on the 1st of December, guys. Have you set your career goals or your intentions? What does it look like? Do you have any ideas to what that might be? So here are the things that we're going to cover off today. Driving your career by identifying your values and vision. What exactly does that mean? Well, we're going to talk to that a little bit later. In fact, it's probably my first number 1 tip. You need to understand what your values are and what your vision is before you even begin to start setting your goals. So more on that later. We're also going to be talking about defining what an intention or goal setting actually means to you. Because in order for it to be successful, it has to have some deeper meaning or purpose for you. We'll also be looking at identifying the pitfalls and reasons why goals can fail. None of us are perfect. We may have had really, really good intentions, but there may have been points in 2021 where we didn't hit those goals for whatever reason. So we're going to try to learn and understand from that. Then we've also got 2 goal setting techniques. One is SMARTer. Some of you may be aware of this, but it's a great strategy to help you start setting those goals and intentions. But if it's not for you, we're going to look at something a little more creative, which is looking at some career vision boards. Okay, so let's get started, Toby. So, career intentions or career goals, they really provide long-term vision and short-term motivation, but it's provided on the fact that you've got your milestones, you've got your timelines. We're really keen to understand, have you set your career goals? We're just going to start off with a little opening poll, if that's okay. So please feel free to get engaged. Here are the questions. Do you know what your 2022 career goals are and how to get there? Do you know how to set your career goals? How would you go about doing that? Where do you start? Have you established a plan to support career achievement with either setting some targets, like some timelines, or some motivational drivers? What are your specific motivational drivers? Okay, so Toby, tell me what your thoughts are. I'm gonna ask you. Have you set your career goals for 2022?
So I've been having a think, and I'm going to be really open and honest. And I'm awful when it comes to Microsoft Excel. I just can't work it. It's really confusing. It's a bit overwhelming. But I need to be realistic. And I think for me to progress in my career, I need to get good with Excel. Not amazing, but I would like to use Excel, well enough. So yeah, I'm going to set a task to learn how to use Excel effectively. What about you, Rosa?
Toby, I think I might need to join you with that. Right? I mean, Excel spreadsheets are a minefield for me, and perhaps maybe I need to get a little bit of extra training on that. So I totally agree 100%. Well, my passion is neurodiversity, and I love supporting people with all disabilities, but I have ADHD and dyslexia. And so for me next year, I probably want to do a little more on the talking circuit where I can get to share my story with others, coming at it from a perspective as a career coach and the world of work and seeking accommodations and being a self-advocate. So I probably really would like to focus on that a little bit more next year. I did forget to say, guys, that one of the other questions was, have or would you think about sharing your 2022 goals with another? Is this something that you really want to keep private? Or do you see value in sharing that with others? What do you think, Toby?
I don't know. I think some people may be concerned or worried that if they do share their goals, that they may not be able to hit it, and then it could be a little bit awkward. But I'm all for sharing ideas and helping and supporting each other to really help and get our goals in for 2022.
It's interesting you say that, because one of the strategies that I'll be talking about a little bit later on is sharing that with others, having an accountability buddy or a career coach that can help you keep on track. Because sometimes we might feel like we're a little bit of an island and we're out and we're on our own and we've got to do this all ourselves, and we can't speak or share or network with others. But there's a real value in being able to reach out to others to help support you on that career or job search journey. Have we got any results from the poll back yet, Toby?
Yeah, I'm sharing the results now.
Okay, so let's have a look here. Do you know what your 2022 career goals are and how to get there? 78% have said yes. Wow, I'm impressed, guys. I want you to get on the chat, start chatting with Toby. If you want to share with us what those career goals are, let's hear what you've got in mind, okay? But I'm really impressed. Okay, 22% have said no. Okay, well, maybe you may get some more value out of today's session. I'm really intrigued, though, to find out, of those that are sitting in the 78%, how are you going to go about goal setting? What strategies are you going to use? Again, please get onto the chat box and share that with us. So, do you know how to set career goals? 44% are saying yes, 56% are saying no. Okay, well, we're definitely going to give you some practical strategies. One is the SMART or SMARTER technique, and the other is using visualizations or vision boards to help you manifest those career intentions or goals. So that's interesting. Have you established a plan to support a goal achievement with targets or motivational drivers? Wow, Toby, 78% have said no. 22% have said yes. What do you think of that?
Pretty honest, really. I think good for you, who's openly honest about it. But yeah, hopefully this can be changed after the presentation.
Let's see. Let's see. So it's all fair and well having an intention or a goal, but how are we going to activate it, implement it, and make sure that it's successful? Right? So we're going to actually focus on that a little bit today. Now, I think the other question was, how would you share your 2022 goals with another? Do we have the result in for that?
It looks like 44% have said yes, and 56% said no.
Ah, okay. So that's interesting. Can you tell us why 56 percenters, why you aren't interested in sharing with another? What are you holding on to so tightly? Of course, it depends on, how comfortable you are in sharing that intention or a goal with another. But we will talk to that a little bit later. So I would be really interested if people could get on the chat box, start chatting to Toby about why you answered the way that you answered, and I'll keep going with the webinar. So let's go to the next slide.
We do have someone dropping a message. They said, I want to work differently so I can maintain self-care.
Wow.
Which is a good one.
Self-care. This is really interesting because we're going to be doing a webinar on professional self-care in January with Beth Hughes. If you're interested in this, please go to our events page and register, because we are spending all of that webinar talking about how to take care of yourself as you're job searching, or if you're already in a job and you're seeking another job, because we know how overwhelming and daunting it can be on that job search journey. So thank you very much for sharing that. Okay, guys, let's get to it. What are career goals? What do you think career goals are for you? Here's an idea. Career goals are targets, things, positions, situations related to your professional life that you have set your mind to achieving, right? I'm going to read out a really interesting quote from a chap called Edmund Locke, who's kind of a bit of a guru in goal setting. And this is what he says: every person's life depends on the process of choosing goals to pursue. If you remain passive, you're not going to thrive or grow as a human being. So that's a really, really, really powerful quote, right? So he's talking here to the importance of having a sense of purpose and having goals. These could be personal goals, financial goals, but obviously we're talking about career and work goals. So here's a couple of things to bear in mind when looking at career goals. They can be time-based. Short-term, which means maybe you want to gain a new skill or a certification. In Toby's case, he wants to do Excel. So that can be sort of short to medium term. That can be a goal that can be hit almost straight away. But then we have long-term goals. Maybe you have a bigger vision of what you want your life purpose to be and how your world of work or your career fits into that. So it could be, for example, that you want to be a music therapist and you're going to go back to university, and you know that you have to do a 2 or 3 year MA. That could be full or part-time, right? That's a longer term goal. So just bear in mind that you can also build short-term goals that can feed into that long-term goal to help you keep on track. So we're talking about time-specific goals here. Now, we also want to talk about types of goals, right? There's lots and lots and lots of different types of goals. So there can be professional goals, leadership goals. Maybe you're wanting to seek a promotion or move into a leadership role within your organization, or maybe you feel it's best to do that elsewhere. Perhaps there are educational goals. Maybe you want to be an expert in something, and you feel that you may need to develop new skills, need to take on a new qualification. They could be more personal goals. So for example, maybe you're thinking of a work-life balance. Or mastery goals. Again, this is about niching down and being a specific expert, or being known to specialize in a specific area or space. Okay, so don't forget to think about that there are different types of goals that you can achieve within your world of work. For some people, it might be financial goals. How much do you want to earn and by what stage? So with those educational goals, again, what knowledge do you need to acquire? If you're wanting to career transition, do you need to upskill? Do you need to learn new skills? Where are you going to go to find that particular information or skill set to help you get to where you need to go? Here's a really interesting one: attitude. An attitude goal. Is there a particular part of your mindset that's holding you back? Do you feel that you're a little bit more negative or down on yourself, a bit of a doubter? Or are you wanting to improve your attitude with regards to how you see yourself in the world of work? Or are you wanting to improve your attitude towards your co-workers, for example? Physical goals. Physical goals, by the way, can feed into your career goals. We want to look and feel good. We want to be at our best, right, Toby? So obviously our health, our mental and our physical health can be really, really important and can feed into our world of work. Pleasure goals. So what do I mean by pleasure goals? Well, pleasure goals means, how do you enjoy yourself? You know, don't you want to embrace your work and have fun? All work and no play makes Jack and Jill a dull boy and girl, right? So when we talk about goals, I want you to think very, very broadly about what that looks like for you. And then we can niche and narrow it down. Toby, can we go to the next slide? Okay, so why bother having career goals? I mean, what's the point, right? Do you know exactly what you want to do? There's quite a lot of people in this webinar that have said that they know where they want to go. They know what their career goals are. But there seems to be a sense that a few people don't know exactly how to get there. So this is where goal setting comes in, guys, because goals are the first step towards planning your future. They are the target of which we aim our proverbial arrow, right? So we kind of have to have them as a starting point. So understanding the importance of goals and the techniques, i.e. the goal setting process involved, will help pave the path to success. And that's what we're going to cover today. So it allows you to take control of your life, your career direction. It provides focus and purpose, helps to increase motivation, and it raises your performance. It acts as a success benchmark. So setting goals, seeing how you go along with those goals over a 3, 6, or 12-month period allows you to assess how you're going, which can in itself be very motivational. Okay, you can experience much more satisfaction and joy in your world of work if you have these possibilities that you really want to attain, these incredible intentions. And it can also give you clarity in terms of making decisions. Often, Colin, Tammy and I, when we're working with people, there's a little bit of lack of clarity around where you want the direction of your career to go in. And that's okay if you're wanting to change and transition into some other sort of job role. That's where we can come in and help support you. But here's a fabulous quote from the Mr. Amazing Tony Robbins, who's a motivational coach. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. So the goal setting process is really critical here. Toby, what are your thoughts?
I like it. And I think it's also a good way to help control your life. You can put down on a piece of paper what goals you want. And once you've completed it, it's a tick. It's quite satisfactory, isn't it? Because I think life in general is so hard to control, but at least with the career goals you have, it's something you can control. So it's that sort of independence.
Yeah, and none of us are perfect. I've often dropped the ball with my career goals, but I've learned I need an accountability body to help me implement. With my ADHD, I need to keep really, really, really focused. Sometimes I'm very hyper focused. Sometimes I might wander over here and get a little bit distracted. And so for me, it's really, really important that I have a business coach or an accountability buddy that really can help me keep on track. So it's also about understanding and knowing what your challenges are, what your weaknesses are, and finding the support to really help you thrive and be at your best when it comes to goal setting. Okay, have we had any more in the chat box? What are
And people have
saying?
said about their new career changes and career goals. So someone says career change, learning how to code. I also have ADHD. Someone else has said 2022 goals is to find paid work in what I enjoy. So yeah, pretty good.
Fabulous. Okay, so let's look at a couple of strategies as to how you're going to get there. Now, if you're keen and you want support, and you want a careers coach to help you implement these, please feel free to reach out to Caroline, Tammy, or I. Go straight to the Hive, and there's a little support box that you can fill in, and then we can get in touch with you. And guess what? December's not yet over. So we can even help you start to create, design, and look at strategies to implement it so that you're ready to start in January 1st. Well, maybe not January the 1st, but let's say January the 4th, right? Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Already on to the next slide.
Okay, so values and visions. What the heck is this? What does this got to do with goals? Well, when we think about how we want to live our life, right, we're focusing on our values. Values are like a compass that keeps us headed in the desired direction that we want to go in, but they are very distinct from goals. Goals are specific ways that help you execute your values. So when we talk about values, we're talking about things that are important in how we live and work. Values determine our priorities and our motivators. They will tell us if our life and work is turning out the way that we want it to. So we're going to look at values a little bit later in the next slide. Like, what are they? How can you determine your values? But I want to make it really clear at this stage, before you start thinking about your goals, get clear on your values and what they mean to you. Goals are the specific ways that we can execute those values, as I mentioned earlier. Goals flow from the values that are meaningful and purposeful for you. And once you have that down pat, you're more than likely to be more successful. So the key to knowing the steps that allows you to formulate your goals, the key is to knowing those steps, as I've mentioned, the goal setting that allows you to formulate what your goals are and how you can accomplish. So let's go look at values. Let's look at some values. We'll go to the next slide, Toby. So, okay, values, as I've mentioned, are the things that are important to you and how you want to live your life. They can be your negotiables and your non-negotiables. For me, I need to have a sense of community, creativity, and challenge in my working life. If I don't have those three things in my world of work, I might get a little bored, I might get a little distracted, I might get slightly restless. Okay, so I've worked out that those are the three C's are really important for me. But there are extrinsic values, which is kind of more outward facing. So is it important for you to have recognition in your work? Is a big paycheck important? Job security, we're in this sort of COVID period and people are very, very, very worried about their job security. Promotion, do you like the idea of excelling moving forward and being promoted? Maybe it's flexi time, or it could be something like remote working. What about intrinsic values? Intrinsic values go a little deeper. Maybe you're seeking a mentor because you're wanting to really grow, develop, learn. Maybe you have a specific hero or mentor that you really value, or someone that you would love to learn from, somebody who inspires you. Is job satisfaction important to you? Or are you wanting to clock in 9 to 5 and clock out? For some people, their sense of career is really tied up with their whole identity. So their work is everything to them. Maybe you're seeking challenge. Maybe you need to be stretched in your work, because the challenge part is the part that allows you to grow, where you can develop new skills, etc. For some people, it's sort of like taking a little bit of a risk. So they're quite happy to put themselves into a position where they're learning new things, or they'll delve into something that they may not have done before, but they're prepared to kind of stretch, their skills and their career development. For others, it's variety. This is really key for me because, again, I like to kind of spin many plates at the same time, and I like to multitask. Having autonomy, so being self-managed, may be important to you. Taking risks, as I've mentioned earlier, is like trying out new things, giving things a go. Is respect and responsibility something that's really important to you? So it's really important to get clear and understand what your values are. Toby, what are your values?
I think having that challenge, I do like balancing multiple jobs, being quite proactive, having that agility. So like 1 minute I'm working on another project and another day I'm working on a different project. Really like that. Definitely for my intrinsic values, having that flexible time is so important. You know, the fact that I could have tomorrow morning off to see friends for a drink or for coffee, it's great. And it's that work-life balance, which I really like about working in Evenbreak.
Sure. Okay, lifestyle values. Come on, guys, all work and no play. How important is your, is your world of work in your life? Some people want to put the life first before the work, and some people want to put the work first before the life. Obviously, the right balance is a mixture of the two. And just as Toby said, he likes the fact that he's got flexible working, because if he wants to go take his break, because we know that Toby loves to travel, Toby can go and do that. And so Toby is finding the balance, that work-life balance. And sometimes that can be very, very, very challenging for us. It was like a little bit earlier what I said is, what kind of pleasure do you want from your work? Work doesn't have to be all serious, go, go, go. Work can also be a pleasurable thing because we're using the talents and skills, and it's aligned to our values, because of the values are the things that are gonna motivate us and drive us forward, right? So you might be thinking, how the hell do I figure out what my values are, right? Check, why not seek out Caroline, Tommy, or myself, and we're more than happy to do a values exercise.
We've got a great point made in the Q&A. So someone has said, I think the UK and US have the worst work/life balance. Other countries such as Sweden, Denmark, Canada, etc., really have that balance down, I think.
Yeah, this is really, really, really interesting. Can you share with us, what that looks like in other countries? Because that's really progressive. What are they doing in Sweden? I mean, I know in Spain you can get to take siestas, but that's because the weather's so bloody hot. People need to go and take a slight rest because, that's what you do. But I'm really keen to find out what those work-life balances are. So, whoever that lovely person was, can you please share that with us in the chat? Now, imagine you're looking at your life through the lens of a camera, right? We're all on kind of camera at the moment, but sometimes we can get overly zoomed in on our goals and whether or not we are achieving them. Okay, so this can kind of lead us to feeling a little bit guilty or ashamed or overwhelmed. It's really important that you understand and are able to connect your values. But if you don't know how to set your values, here's a few tips, right? First of all, get a little piece of paper, start writing down what's important to you. Go broad, go really big, write as much as you like. You can even bullet point it, draw pictures. Then what you might want to do is sort of narrow that down. You might want to scale it 1 to 10. How important is that particular value to you? If 10 is like really, really, really super duper important and 1 is not really that important. And so this will help you be able to identify what's really important to you at this stage in your career or your working life. If you feel that you would like some support to help you formulate those values, again, as I've said, reach out to Carly, myself, and Tommy, because that's actually a really big part of what we do in our career exploration sessions, is that we start off with making sure you understand what your values and vision are, and then we start moving forward with other things like job search strategy, etc. We'll also help you be able to build and identify your goals. But today we're going to actually take you through what that can look like through the 2 strategies. Toby, let's go to the next stage.
Declan has followed up with some of the points. So he carries on saying, Sweden and Denmark strictly end work at 5, no matter the field of work. People are encouraged to exercise in their spare time to boost performance. My brother lives in Denmark, so hashtag inside knowledge.
Thank you very much. I'm really glad that you shared that, because I don't think that we think enough, about our work-life balance. It's so important to get it right. If we're thriving in our personal life, we're thriving in our professional life. That we're bringing the whole person into, and so both are interconnected, and it's really important for us to think about this. So think about when you're writing your career goals. How important is the flexible working? Is the taking breaks? Do you want 4 or 5 days a week, or 2 or 3 days a week? It's really, really, really critical to make sure that you're focusing just as much on those lifestyle values when you're thinking about your world of work. So as I mentioned before, you're writing a potential list of your work values. You're going to score those work values on a scale of 1 to 10. And then you can rank each of those work values in order of importance. And this will help you to identify what your top 3, 4, or 5 values are before you even start setting your goals. But that's where we're going to go to next. So Toby, let's go. Okay, so it's really important that you have to define, what does goal setting mean to you? I mean, why are you doing this? What's the point? Here is just 5 little know-how steps from Locke and Latham. As I've mentioned, they're actually leaders in goal setting theory. And here's what they say that you should think about as you're setting your goals. Clarity. I love that word. Clarity means that you can be focused. You decide what you want. Really decide what you want. It doesn't have to be 20 or 30 goals. It might just be 1 or 2 simple goals that you want to achieve. So what does that mean for you? Challenge. As I mentioned earlier, I need to be challenged. I have to be stretched in my work. So it's really important that you think about setting goals that can challenge you, but are not unrealistic, but that are still achievable. So it's really important to understand that you want something that will challenge you, but something that you will also be able to exceed in. Commitment. We have to buy in to the process. It's got to be relevant, it's got to be clear, and it's got to be purposeful. It's coming back round to your values. Is it meeting and tying in with your values, right? Feedback. I know that some of you feel a little uncomfortable about sharing your goals, but doing so will allow you to be more accountable. You will be able to check in, keep on track. Sometimes it's good to reach out to maybe an accountability buddy or to a careers coach to help you keep on track. Because let's be honest, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, it's going to be a bit of a journey. It's not a very linear process. It's a bit more zigzaggy. Complexity. It's really, really important that you are able to reassess the complexity of your goals. Are they overreach? Will they be too hard to meet? Let's be honest. But it's important that you reassess every so often. And it may be that you break it down into smaller goals, because it's step by step by step helps us to climb the mountain. Okay, so here's a couple of tips to hitting goals. Define exactly what you want, why you want it, and why or how it is important to you in the bigger vision of your life. Remember, you're going to be spending 40 hours a week in that job. Okay, know what your career goals are and how to set them. That's what we're going to do next. So we'll go to the next one.
We have another question too. It's someone says some people can be intensely productive doing 3 days a week work compared to others with more steady over 5/7 days. Should this be addressed whilst discussing equitable workplaces?
This is really, really interesting. I think this is a question that you have. This is something you work through with your manager. I think it's important to look at that job description, and say, okay, is this possible? Is this realistic? What are the most important things that my manager would want me to achieve in the 3 days that I'm working? I can't possibly do all of this job description. So what are the key things that my employer wants me to accomplish or achieve? And often it's something that's negotiable. It's something that you sit down and you work out together. And it's not a bad thing to do, because it just means that communication flow allows you both to manage the expectation, right? What are your thoughts on that? I'd love to hear what the comments on that one are. Okay, SMART. Powerful goals are smarter goals, guys, and they don't always have to be, we can have 1, 2, 3 goals and just keep the hyper focus on that. It doesn't have to be war and peace. So here's a little strategy that you can start looking at to build to start setting those goals. Some of you have probably heard of this. It's called SMART. And then you can have the ER at the end of it if you want to. But let's just focus on SMART for the time being. Point 1, it needs to be specific, clear and defined. Remember what Locke said, that you have to get really, really, really clear in what it is that you want to achieve. Vague goals are not going to get you anywhere. So we have to be very, very, very specific here. Here's a question that might help you. What do I want to achieve? How can I be precise and focused? What resources might I need? So that's something you might want to think about for being specific, clear and defined. So for those that have those 56 presenters that said that they've got their goals, can you share with Toby and I what your specific goal is right now? And then Toby, you can let me know what comes in the chat, because I'm keen to know how specific this is. Measurable. How are you measuring it? How do you know? How do you qualify if it's been successful or not? So it's really, really, really important to be precise. So here's a couple of questions you might want to think about as you're thinking, well, how do I know when I've achieved or hit something? How will I know my goal is achieved? At what point? How much change needs to happen for this goal to be achieved? What actions will I take? We can create beautiful smart plans or vision boards, but we all know it's about taking the action. It's all about moving step by step towards your goal. So what metrics or milestones do I need to meet? So those are some key questions that you might want to think about when it comes to how to measure your goals. So I know that there's a lot of people that have goals, but they're not too sure how to set them. And this is one way to do it, is it has to be measurable. Again, checking in with a careers coach at a certain point can help you sort of keep on track. It might be worth keeping it very, very, very specific, setting a specific time frame. We talk about that a little bit later. So, attainable. Is this really realistic? Or are you overreaching? Maybe you're not stretching yourself enough. Maybe you need to take it up a notch or two. So it's really about getting and ensuring and understanding how realistic that goal is, because it's good for the mindset. You want to make sure that it can be attainable, because it's good for the psyche, right? Because once you've hit that small goal, you move on to the next and you start to build a thing that's called momentum. So you want to make sure that this is possible and also challenging. It's got enough stretch or enough reach for you. Relevancy. I mean, we can have goals, but do these goals fit into our values? Have they got a sense of direction? So again, you don't have to have 6 or 7 goals. It might just be 1 or 2 goals. So what is that for you? It could be a really, really huge goal, and then we break it into smaller goals to make it more manageable so that you don't feel overwhelmed, right? So that's where the time bound comes in. At some point, we have to have an end date. So your bigger goal might be by the end of 2022, I envisage, or I hope to. But then we might want to break that down into smaller goals, monthly goals, daily goals, maybe even. If this is something that you think that you find challenging, again, I think it's really important to reach out to someone who can help support you on that journey. What do you think, Toby?
Yeah, it's good. We do have a question saying, how do you define realistic goals?
Okay, this is an excellent question. First of all, you have to decide, well, what is the goal that you want to reach? And then I think there's quite a lot of self-reflection. How important is this goal to me? What timeframes do I want to give? Just following this particular process here can help actually answer that question. But if you feel that you're struggling about trying to understand or ascertain how realistic it is, why not again reach out to a career coach? Because we might do a little bit of exploration, we might challenge you, we might probe you, we might go a little deeper to help you be able to, draft those particular career goals. So that's why I think it's really important to also reach out to others. But often it comes to just asking yourself, because your inner wisdom will tell you, is this achievable? You might think that it's not, because there's overwhelm going on, because you think, how am I gonna meet this? But we do step by step. We break it down into smaller components and smaller steps, and it can be manageable and you can get there. Okay, so we have 2 others. We've got evaluate, and readjust. So if you want to be smart, but then be smarter, it's really important to constantly check in and evaluate how you're tracking against your goals. It's more likely that you're going to achieve. So check in at end of the week, end of the month. Again, reach out to that careers coach because you want to do a little check-in and see how you're going. It may be that we can come up with solutions. We can collaborate and come up with solutions together if you're feeling slightly off track. Readjust if you need. So if you have set a goal and you feel that you're not achieving it for whatever reason, we can readjust it. We can bring it down a level or two, or we can we can review it. It can be done together. So the evaluating and the readjusting is the sort of the areas that will allow us to see if we're being realistic with that goal, because we're checking in at certain milestones or at certain points to do a little bit of reflection. Does that make sense? I hope that answers the question. Any other questions, Toby?
Not yet. Should we move on to the next slide?
Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, we're going to do an example, guys, because we think it's really important to give you a practical example. So what does it look like? So let's start with the S. What does the S stand for? It needs to be specific. So here's an example of specific. By the end of 2022, I will source a new job, build my project management skills and strategic planning and collaboration. I will do this by seeking out volunteering experience, a mentor, and build relationships in my organization. Now that's specific. You can see that there are 4 key actions this individual wants to take. They're going to go out and do some volunteering as a project manager. They want a project manager mentor that they can learn from. And they want to build relationships potentially with other project managers within their organization. These are 3 key fabulous ways in which to help support them move towards that goal of being a project manager, right? So this is quite specific. The point is, action needs to be taken. So we need to set up timeframes as to when each of these are going to be achieved. We'll get to that a little later, right, Toby? What does the M stand for? Toby, you want to read this one out? So this stands for measurable. Why don't you read this one out?
Sure. So measurable. I will seek out a meeting with HR and my manager to support this goal. I will also contact Evenbreak to avail of careers coachings, register job alerts. I will find out about mentoring services. I will do this by the end of this month.
Okay. So when we talk about being measurable, we have been talking about making sure that you meet the goal, right? It's about how will I make sure the goal is achieved? Like, what's the metric I'm going to set here? So I will set out a meeting with HR, right? So they're going to go to HR, they're going to get that meeting with their manager. They may want to connect it in with their appraisal, which is a nice way to do that, right? Because often in an organization, you'll have an appraisal that you'll go through. And maybe one of the things in that is career development. So for this particular individual, this is obviously in project management. So this is one of the ways in which they can measure it, is by setting up or working with the process within the company, which is an appraisal system, which we all have, right? So let's go to the next one. A. What does A stand for, Toby?
Ooh, is it attention?
Attainable, but I like attention. I like attention because you know what? They're kind of one and the same thing. So why don't you read this one out first?
Okay, so attainable. I will commit to these goals by breaking down the projects into management tasks, and I have identified 3 projects, one of which I can start by the end of January. I have a set date of December the 3rd with my manager. Okay,
excellent. So, we need to set that timeline, right? We need to make sure that it's attainable. What actions will bring me the results? So this individual is taking certain actions to make sure that this particular goal is attainable. You'll notice throughout these examples, there's a lot of action taking. We can craft the most beautiful goals, but if we don't actually take the step or take the action, it's not going to go anywhere. So make sure when you're doing your SMART goals that there is actions that need to be taken, small steps. one action every day. It doesn't have to be anything massive. We do talk about that a little bit later. So then we go to the R, which is relevant. Relevancy is really important. If it's not relevant, you're not going to be motivated. If you're not motivated, it's going to collapse. It's still going to be quite challenging anyway for all of us to keep on track and be consistent. Who's 100% consistent all of the time? Again, so that's why you would reach out for the supports that you need around you. So is this relevant to my values and my long-term objectives is a question you think about here. Am I willing to commit? So here is the example of making sure it's relevant. Within the next year, the strategy will enable me to showcase my achievements to support my longer term goal, which is obviously to be a project manager, and will develop my skills. I'll make new connections and complete the PM course to reach my ambition. So this is very, very, very focused. It's very relevant because the goal is to move into a new role, build those skills. And this individual is looking at the different actions, the different support systems, the different connections and networks that are going to help them hit that goal. So let me know what your thoughts are on this. It does take time. You've really got to think about this and put some work into it, right? And then the actions all come later. So Toby, let's go to the next slide, but please feel free to share with us what your thoughts are on this. So the timeline's so important because we can't sit and wait forever, right? But we want to make sure that those timelines are realistic. So by the end of 2022, I will have identified 3 projects, had regular monthly meetings to check in, scheduled 6 career coaching sessions with an Evenbreak coach who will help me build confidence, identify those project management skills, and how to build a job search strategy, including using LinkedIn. So there's a timeline here. The 6 career coaching sessions would obviously be negotiated. It could be a weekly or monthly sessions with a career coach. That would all be negotiated with an Evenbreak career coach to help you. So you don't need to worry about that. That will be built in, okay? But for this individual, they've opted to do that, but they've also decided that they're giving themselves that year to basically build the skills, seek a mentor, reach out to their support networks, including a career coach, in order to be able to help them to achieve. Do you think this is realistic? Or could it be done in 3 or 6 months? So we'd really love to hear your comments on this. What do you think of this strategy? Is this workable for you? Is it doable? Can you do this yourself? Or do you feel that you need an accountability buddy or somebody to help support you through this journey? Toby, how are we going for time, by the way?
We've got about 12 minutes, so I think we should swiftly move on.
I think we need to move on. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So, a career vision board. So what if the smarter goals isn't really for you? Maybe you need something a little more creative to get you going. Maybe you need something in conjunction with the smarter goals. Have you thought about a career vision board? Does anyone know what it is? Anybody in chat, Toby, telling us that they know what it is or isn't? What is it?
Yet.
Well, it's already up there so people can see, right? A careers vision board is basically a collection or a collage of images, quotes, pictures, career motives, or career images that can help visualize or display or that represents your future career. Has anyone ever used a career vision board or visualizations at all? If you have, please share in the chat. I know that there's a couple of maybe candidates here where I know I've done some visualizations. Can you share with us how have these been important to you? Have they helped you in any way? So visualizations is a very, very powerful positive psychology technique. And it's a great mind exercise. It's using the power of your imagination to focus or hone in on what you want your future to be. So visualizations can actually help you accomplish those goals in but you also will need to use a very practical and actionable approach. It's all great using your imagination, but you have to take the action, okay? So you can reimagine your goals and experience feelings associated with images and ideas to take the necessary steps. So this is what a visualization can do in your mind or in an actual physical visual board, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But this can help you take the necessary steps in your life in order to get there. Here's some of the benefits. Surrounding yourself with visual reminders in your home, or in your workplace, or just reminders of your career aspirations, that can be really powerful and very triggering in a positive way. It helps you to keep your goals at the top of your mind, and it can trigger or motivate you to keep going. So I'm building my own career vision board, and it'll be sitting in the mantle. I've got this fireplace in my bedroom, and it'll be right there. So when I wake up first thing in the morning and I get up, there it is. There's my vision board, because it instantly triggers. That visualization will work for me and help get me motivated. This may or may not work for you, but you can try it out. Toby, let's go to the next slide.
We do have some questions. So one person has said, I have a general vision board, but not a career one. I love a vision board. I need to do a career one.
Absolutely. Vision boards can be for your personal life. This is targeted solely for your career. So I'm going to step you through here, because I'm just conscious of the time and how you can create a vision board, right? But what we are doing here is you're using the creative right side of your brain to shape your career desires, okay? So for those of you that might want to get a little bit creative or try this out, why not? This might be able to complement your smarter goals. So what are the steps? Step one, there's no rules. That's right, except just get creative. Have a career intention. Step two, the career intention basically is that you need to set or have a particular question. So it has to be a very incisive question. What are you wanting to achieve? We'll talk to that. There'll be an example later. 3, seek out inspiration and heroes. Who's your hero? I have a few. Toby, do you?
Of course, who doesn't?
Tell me who your hero is.
Oh, okay. David Attenborough. He's a hero of mine.
Wow. Okay. So the environment's very important to you, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. For me, right now, it changes. For me, I quite like Jim Morrison. I love his music. I love his ideas. And so it's important to have your hero. Who maybe it's a work hero. Okay. Maybe it's a music hero. But seek out and find some sort of inspiration. It could be a motivational quote or a hero or someone that will really inspire you. Decide on the medium. So for example, behind me, you can see here there's a big kind of classical picture. I'm going to be using that as my vision board. So I need to kind of have an actual physical one. But did you know you can have a digital one? You can use Canva, or you can buy these vision boards, printable kits from places like Etsy. Then what you want to do is you want to collect all the images and the photos and the motivational quotes. You want to strategically place them around your career board. But you also might want to create zones of spaces between the images. Why not use cluster clouds where you can be starting to write in some text? So you can be having a mixture of text and pictures. Don't forget to place it in a safe place, a visual place where you'll be able to see it. And you have to keep updating and reflecting. You can always be adding to your vision board and taking off once you've hit a goal, right? Because it's a fluid art piece. See it as like an installation. Don't forget to celebrate the wins. Okay, what are people thinking about this creative career vision board? What are your thoughts? Toby, we got anything coming in?
Someone saying definitely support is needed to reach goals, and accountability buddy forms an important part of getting there. When I was asked by a job coach how I imagine my perfect place and what I'm doing there, it kept me focused on how I want to work.
Yeah. I mean, this might not work for everyone. Some people might prefer the smaller goals. Some people might prefer this. But, you want to get yourself in the mood. Maybe you want to light a candle, put on some music. You really want to get in the zone. Let's have some fun. Let's make it pleasurable, right? Okay. Toby, let's go to the next slide. It's really important that you keep visualizing because you're reimagining your goals and you are getting into the feeling and the experience of what it's like to have hit that goal or to be in that position. So visualizations can also be in the mind and using your active imagination as well as something that's actually like a physical art piece. Here is a little practical idea to help you kickstart the vision board. Ask an incisive question. What do I want to achieve in the first 3 to 6 months or first year? How do I want to develop my career in the future? Toby's got very specific about what he wants. I know that Toby had mentioned to me before yesterday that you would love to travel. Mm-hmm. Do you want to share a little more about that?
I would love to travel, and I think hopefully once things are slowly opening up again, it would be great to, involve traveling with my job, to actually get to see people face to face. I think that's such an important role. I'm very sociable, and I just get a lot out of meeting people and also traveling.
So maybe one of your images is going to be a travel image. Absolutely. Right? So you want to travel and meet your partnerships, etc., in London or something like that. So this is just an example of what you can do. So you use the visualization as a tool to really amplify that career goal. What do I want to achieve in my career and life? What do I want it to look like in the next year? What do I need to focus on? So you can really narrow it down by getting those specific quotes or those pictures or those images. So as I mentioned before, leave a blank space on your vision board for new things, because this is a fluid art piece, right? You'll be adding to it and taking off to it as you've hit a goal. Choose images connected to positive feelings. It's really, really, really important. Set smaller goals, and as I said, celebrate all of that progress as you go along, and celebrate your growth and your wins always along the way. Celebrate it with others, celebrate it with yourself. It's really, really, really powerful. Okay, next slide. Okay, maybe you don't want the actual, canvas there in your home. What about doing using digital career vision apps? Here's a few. These are very, very, very practical solutions. It's going to be on your phone. You can check it out whenever you like. It's accessible. With a lot of these apps, you can print this off. Here's a couple. Canva. Everyone's probably heard of Canva. It's a design tool that allows you to drop and drag images and texts. They actually even have templates of vision boards that you can use. You can add in your own colors, etc. Upload your own photographs, motivational quotes, pictures of your heroes, whatever you need to do. You can also, they have video vision boards that allows you to have affirmations and inspiring music if you want it to be really interactive. It's a really cool tool. Check it out. Then you've got UDreamer. It's a professional. It has many, many professional templates. Maybe you'll have DIY'd one yourself and you want to upload it. There's flexibility. It's really agile and adaptable. What about PicMonkey? You can add custom photos, numerous filters and effects. This is fun, right? And you're using digital to help you imagine or reimagine your career. There is cloud storage on PicMonkey, so that means that you can view your vision board on any particular device. And with all of these, you can actually print this out anyway. So stick it up by the side of your computer if you need to. What are your thoughts on using digital apps, guys, for career goal setting? Toby, we'll move on as people are chatting. Okay, why do we not achieve our goals? Pitfalls. We've all been there. Okay, so maybe they're not realistic. Maybe you've overreached. Maybe they're not actually too specific enough. Maybe they're a little too vague. It's really important to be able to be very, very, very clear. So that clarity is really important. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Taking action. We've all got to take the action. If we don't take the action, we're not going to get there, right, Toby?
Really good.
Are the goals meeting your values? Do they motivate and stretch you enough? So to those 56 presenters, is it motivating you? Is it stretching you enough? Perhaps we have a lack of focus or we're distracted. I'm going to put my hand up. I've got ADHD. That can often be the way for me. So I'm going to need to hyper focus and I'm going to need someone to help me do it. So that's why it can be important to share your career goals with others and reach out. Fear of failure, fear of success. My God, we're caught in between these two things. Having a positive mindset and smashing through is really, really important. You know, there's this really great quote, feel the fear and do it anyway, because it's the thought of the fear that's holding us back, not the actual doing it. Because once we're in the momentum of, we can do anything, right? Failure to anticipate obstacles. There's always going to be barriers. Come on, guys, we know this in the space we're in, right? There's lots of barriers out there in the world of work. We got to smash those barriers down. So it's really important to anticipate them and find strategies and ways to really jump over or smash through those barriers. Again, reach out to others who might be able to help give you some tips, advice, or some guidance, because they may have been there. Giving up too soon, not following through and being consistent is one of the key reasons why some people fail. Or allowing the naysayers, the negators, to actually doubt our goal. So these are some things that you might need to be mindful of as you're setting your goals and as you journey through 2022. Let's go to the next slide, Toby. Motivational maintenance. So motivation is really, really important to help you keep on track. Here's just a couple of things I wanted to suggest. I know I've dropped this in before, but it's really important that you reach out to a career coach, whether that's at Evenbreak or somewhere else. If you don't know what your goals are, I'll help you set them. If you do know what your goals are and you want them reassessed, we can help you with that. We'll help you keep on track in 2022. You can get 6 career sessions with us, right? So why not avail of them? Get an accountability buddy if you don't want a career coach. Check in with someone, a friend, a work colleague, someone you trust. Start with small steps. Rome's not built in a day. We're not going to get to Mount Everest tomorrow. We take small steps. So we build in small goal setting strategies to help us get to the bigger goal, right? If you need support with that, we're here to help. Reward yourself after you've had a win. Have that glass of champagne or go get that massage, whatever it is that you need to do, okay? Celebrate the wins along the way is really, really, really important. It's a powerful way to keep the momentum and the positive psychology going. The internal dialogue, we all do it, right? It's really, really important that we don't go down into that loop. We almost talk ourselves out of hitting that goal. Toby, you ever been there?
Oh, of course, who hasn't?
Exactly. So it's really important that you check in with your internal dialogue and try to manage that. Forgive yourself when you go off track. It's okay. It's all right. But let's quickly get back on track. Visualize and break the chain. Jerry Seinfeld, famous comedian, talked about the fact that we can go into a loop and each day we're moving further and further and further away from our goals. One of the simplest techniques to break the chain is to do one small step a day, because that means you're moving and edging closer and closer and closer to your goal. Try to build the momentum and keep going, even if it's just one small little intentional thing that you do on a daily basis. If you want an accountability app to help you manage as you go along, why not try Goalscape or Strides? Very similar to the apps I talked about earlier, but they're more about helping you to keep the momentum and keeping on track. Feeling that, if you want an actual person to support you, come to Evenbreak. Next slide. Okay, very, very quickly, Evenbreak Career Hive. It's going to be all of this information is going to be on there, including some of these apps. We'll be putting them up hopefully later on this week or early next week. But there's lots and lots of other really cool tools that you can use. Meet the employer events if you want to hang out, listen to employers, find out how they can make accommodations for you. Don't forget that you can reach out to a coast at no cost. These are free services that we offer. Here's 2 really cool webinars coming up. Busting Myths and Identifying the Strengths of Dyslexia. We have the fabulous Leanne Hamley, who's going to be joining me. So if you are, or you know of anyone who has dyslexia, really be talking about this in the context of the world of work. There's also going to be Supercharging Your Wellness to help you land that job That's happening in January. Somebody mentioned earlier about self-caring and the importance of your professional well-being in your job search or in the actual job. We're going to be doing a whole webinar on that. So why not go onto the Hive and register for some of these events? There's no cost. So that takes us to the end of our session. Here's some resources that you can use. We have an Evenbreak Smart Template and Journal Log. We're going to be sending you out, it's a little gift, a little Christmas gift to say thank you very much. We're going to send you out the template so you can get to see what it looks like. We'll also send you out an article with a whole lot of different sort of apps that you can use, because you can pick and choose the one that you want if you're interested in doing the careers vision board. There's some other really, really cool pieces of information here. I've also attached Locke's career setting theory, so you can read into it in a little more detail, the importance of the steps that you need to take to help you set those career goals. So this will be recorded and put up on the Hive if you want to see it again. There'll also be this PowerPoint as a separate addendum to this webinar. So how's everyone feeling now on a scale of 1 to 10? If 10 is feeling fabulous and you're ready to set your goals, and 1 is still not too sure, where's everyone there? Please drop us a little message in the chat box. Toby, what time are we on?
We just ran over a little bit, so we may have to close, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Well, what I wanted to do is just thank you all very much for coming today. I hope you got some value from this. Reach out to us if you really want the support and the help to help you set those career goals. So good luck with setting those intentions for 2022. You have 31 days left in December to start doing so. All the best, and maybe see you in the next session. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.